All right. Okay. So what I was saying is, let's talk about how to take out the quantities over here. All right. So you have already followed how to take out the schedules. So we can take out door schedules, room schedules. All right. So now let's talk about taking out the. So I'm just deleting this. Taking out the quantities. All right. To take out the quantities, what I'm doing is I'm going to view. I'll go to schedules and quantities here. I'll go to schedules and quantities here. All right. And I will click on material takeoff. All right. So you might have followed the difference between this and this now. This is actually a list and this is actually quantities in the form of, say, tons or kilograms or whatever you want to go for. Now, obviously, I won't be getting that quantity exactly. I have to do certain calculations there, right? So what I'm doing here is I will click on this material takeoff and let's choose one. So let's choose one category. So if I say multiple category, the whole quantity of the building will be taken out. All right. So whatever the material is in the door material is, whatever the floor material is, etc. Everything will be taken out in one go. So rather than that, what I'm doing here is I'm going for only walls. Suppose I want to take out the quantities of the walls. All right. So I'll say OK here. Now, since I'm going for material quantities, I have to choose fields called material area. All right. I will arrange them later on. All right. Material cost. Right. Then material volume, material name. All right. If I want, obviously, I might go for levels if I want to divide them according to the levels. Oh, you don't have levels here.
Sir,
Yeah.
are you recording session, sir?
Pardon?
Will you
Yeah,
be
yeah,
able
I
to?
started recording.
Thank you.
All right.
I need the session recording after the class, sir. Please.
Pardon?
Please share the session recording
Sure,
after the class.
sure. I will do that. Right? Okay. So, I think this is good enough rather than most of them will be empty there. All right. Interior joint angle, default exterior. So, okay, fine. So, I think this is good enough. So, let's arrange this table properly. So, first of all, I want the name, then the area, then the volume, and then the cost. All right. So, I'll say okay here. There you go. All right. So you can see here now what we see here is the material rather than the element or the what do you say, the category. Can you see that concrete masonry unit? All right. Air, even air is also being added here because we have specified cavity as air. All right. Rigid insulation, CM plaster. All right. CM plaster outside. So like that, all the materials have been listed out here. Can you see that? And again, the same thing. I will add that particular count also if you want, right? You know that if it is individual, it will say 1 1 1 1 1 1 1. All right. So let's arrange this properly. To arrange this properly, what I will be doing is I'll go to sorting and filter, right? I will say remove itemize instance. All right. And over here, I will say by name. I'll say okay. Right now you can see that okay, I have specified certain cost while previously I was doing the costing, right? So I have
Yes, sir.
specified certain material cost per unit area. All right. Now here when you say when I look at this material, you can see that this is variable. Why? This is variable because like you have 10 aids actually made there are list of aid material there, right? Sorry, I'll just go down here, sorting and filter by name. So I'll say none here. All right, I'll say itemize instance. So what's happening? You have actually air at different locations here, air, and each air is having a different area, right? So that's why he didn't follow which area to indicate that. If it's the same value, he would have given the value there. But since it's not the same value, he says there variable. All right, when I'm sorting it with name and removing the itemize every instance. Did you follow that? What I'm saying here is,
Yes,
since
sir.
this air was having different areas, he didn't follow which area to show here. Since it is having different volume, he didn't follow which volume to show here. All right, so what I will do here is, I will go to fields, sorry, formatting, and I'll go to material area, and I will ask him to calculate the total. All right. Similarly, I'll go to volume and I will ask him to calculate the totals. Now I got the total volume of air, total volume of CM plaster, total volume of CM plaster outside, and then concrete masonry unit. All right. Default wall. I don't know what this is actually. All right. A rigid insulation. Did you follow that?
Yes,
Now what I
sir.
can do is, yes, this one we have to fill it up manually, otherwise it will be empty. So I will be filling this up manually, cost per. So I have just given some value there. It might not be the market value. I have given some value there, saying that this is the cost of these materials per unit area. Right?
Sir, I have
Yeah,
a doubt here.
yeah.
Can't you feed the cost in a database somewhere like family when you're creating the family or somewhere you getting me?
Yeah, that is true. That is what will happen here.
But you said you have to do it manually.
Yes, we have to do manually.
No,
That means, suppose highlight this one. All right, you can see that the all the walls are highlighted. Can you see that?
yes, sir. Yeah.
All right. So when you are specifying the material,
Yeah.
all right, when you are
Yeah.
specifying the material, then you might have material cost here somewhere.
Is it there?
Let me check. No, not here. Material, as I said. So we have to specify while we are going for the material.
Yeah, please show us, sir.
All right, here. Can you see that?
Cost. That's what per unit, sir. Unit is not mentioning. Just you mentioned that's unit cost, right, sir?
Unit cost. But the
Yeah.
thing
Okay.
is, I've just randomly given some number there
No problem.
for
We can
you to
understand.
understand it. All right. So now this material you have given the unit cost. So when I say material, material area, material this, all the values will be taken from here,
Okay,
from
sir.
the element, but from the material.
Fine.
All right. Okay. Now once I have given that, right? So what's happening? I'll come back to this one. Material takeoff. All right. So you have this. I have given some value for my cost per unit. Now I need to calculate the cost. So how will you do that? For doing that, what you will do is, first of all, just like Excel, all right, what's happening is you have different types of data. Different types of data in the sense you will have date as one type, integer as one type, all right. Then this thing, what you say, currency as one type of data, etc. So these particular, since it is having meter square as added to that, this can't be used for pure calculation. The value 5142 can't be used directly for my calculation. So I need to convert that into an integer. All right, how will I do that? Integer array number. So to do that, what I will do is, I'll go to fields here. I'm adding a field here. All right. I'll say function.
Yes.
Function, you know that it's nothing but in Excel, it's a formula. Click on it. Right. I'll say hidden area. All right. I'll say hidden area. Then what I will do is, I will actually go for this formula. I'll say the hidden area is actual area, material area divided by 1. As simple as that. All right. Now what will happen? I'm saying hidden area because I can hide it. All right.
Okay.
I will say okay. Now, obviously, again, it is showing variables, so I have to go to formatting. I'll go to this thing, hidden area. Now, here actually you can say hide the fields. It will be hidden because that is for our calculations only. All right, calculate total. Now, look at the value. Can you see that?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, this value can be used for calculations. All right. So, I'll come down here. I will hide it because, ayo, which one did I hide? I have it in the name itself. All right, remove it. Sorry. This one, I want it to be hidden. All right. Now, what I will do is I'll again go to fields. I will write the formula there. I'll say total cost. All right. So now, since you have to choose it from the field, you better click on this button and you say hidden area. All right. Into, then you click on this one, material cost. That is it. And you say yes, and you go to formatting and say calculate totals. Did you follow that?
Yes, sir.
Right? Now I can actually go for the total cost by going to sorting and filter and asking him to show the footer. All right, and also the grand total. Ayo, remove the footer. All right, I didn't get the grand total. Why?
It is there, sir.
Where?
Bottom, grand
Yeah,
total.
yeah, grand total is here. Yes. All right. So this is done. Did you follow this one? Now another example. Suppose I want to calculate the number of bricks. You have CMU here. All right. I want to calculate number of bricks there. How will I do that? I got the volume. All right. So first of all, what I will do is I have sorted it out. I'll go to filters now. All right. Filters, I will say by material name equal to, I will say only CMU. Did you follow that? And the rest of the fields, you can hide them. Actually, you better make a duplicate and then proceed with it. All right. You go to fields. You say, sorry, not to fields. You say formatting. You don't want the area, hide it. You don't want the material cost, hide it. You don't want the count, hide it. Now, hidden area, it's already been hidden. Total cost also hide it. Now, what I want is, I want another field called, I'll see here I'm going for a new parameter. Remember that. Click on this one parameter. You say this supposed to be unit volume of CMU. All right. Now here this supposed to be what? This supposed to be a number. All right. I'll say okay. I'll say okay. Now this one is there. So here now then what I will do is I'll say okay fine the volume is say how much should be the volume? Okay, let's what will be the value? Cubic feet actually he says per cubic feet. I want it in meter square, right? Meter cube. Oh, it says 1 meter cube. It says 1 meter cube. दरवाजा डाल दो यार. All right, it says 1 meter cube, but I will go for 2 meter cube, say. All right. Here also, that is a unit, this thing. Here also, okay, this is grand total. Now remove grand total, don't want it. All right. So now you have 2 units per this thing. So what will be the number of bricks here? So number of bricks, I will again go for a field. I will hide I'll convert the hidden volume. All right, that will be nothing but material volume divided by 1. Okay. Now this is supposed to be formatting. This is supposed to be hidden and calculate totals. Okay. Now I'll go for another field. I'll say field. I'll say number of CMU. I'll say here hidden volume. All right, divided by unit volume. All right, and again X format, and you say total. Did you follow that?
Yes, sir.
All right. So this way, actually, I can calculate number of bricks. All right. So I'm just showing you an idea how to utilize this material takeoff according to your requirement. All right. And I can here almost all the formulas which are available in your Excel can be used over here. All
Sir,
right. Yeah. Girdhar Garu, you were saying something?
yes, sir. I'm saying plaster and will be separate, right? The plaster, brick and plaster will separate.
Yes, because we have drawn it separately.
Oh, okay, right. Oh, okay, sir. Concrete masonry, yeah.
See, we achieved this because, no, even if you have combined the wall, it would have separated it because this is going by material.
Okay. No, in the concrete masonry, you need to what is the binding material, sir?
Which one that I can't calculate.
Yeah, that's all. That's sometimes it becomes important, sir. If in brick, I don't in concrete, but in brick it becomes.
That you might be having some formula for this thing with the
Yeah, sir.
volume, how much volume of the binding material will be there.
Okay, okay, sir. Right.
That you have to find out.
Yes.
Because see, I got the basic input. All right.
Got it.
With this input, what all you can do? That is the story there.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. Now you have followed this one. All right. I think we have covered most of the parts here. All right. Now let's come down to your families, which we've been actually thinking of starting. All right. I said no here. All right. Now, when you talk about families, you have to understand how exactly you can make a particular object parametric. All right. So slowly we'll go cover one property after the other. Right. Today we will be understanding how to make a object parametric. Then with the help of that, we'll start creating families according to our requirement. All right. So let's do that. So what I'm doing here is, as I've already mentioned, that when you are going for a family, you have to choose the right template. Why? Because you have noticed that certain families will have certain properties. Like when you say door, you know that actually door should have a property that it will take wall as my host. So you can't take any generic or empty space and start working on it. All right. So if I choose a door here, what you will notice, you will have a wall. Already you will have a wall as a host there. All right. So whatever you choose, suppose if I say a lighting fixtures, right? Where is that? Okay, okay. Let's go for lighting fixtures as I said. See, can you see that? When I say lighting fixture, this one, it doesn't have any host. It just says lighting fixture. And if I come down here, can you see that? You have lighting fixture ceiling based, wall based, linear fixing, and you can already see that it's already having a light source there in the template. Can you see that? All right, suppose if I open this one, what you will notice is you already have a light source. All right, and sorry, you already have certain parameters there which are needed for the light. Can you see that? Light intensity and loss factor. All right, and color also. Now, so that's why we have to choose the right family for the right template. Suppose you are not certain what particular family that is or what particular category that is, what we will do, then we will go for generic model. All right. And when you are actually creating a generic model, then that will come under categories. If I'm creating a generic model, then that will come under components, sorry, not categories. It will come under components. Did you follow that? So all these are generic models. All right. They don't belong to any particular category. Now let's come down here again to the template. So let's start with this one. You have already noticed how to do annotation tag. Am I right? Door tag, generic tag, right? I have already shown you how to work with your tag families. All right. Now let's talk about creating a parametric model. So to do that, what I'm doing here is I'm going for a generic model here. All right. And there's no host over here. If you want, you can go for hosted one, but here I'm going for a generic model. All right. And I'll say open. Okay. So now I got, so this is my template. And what you will notice is in this template, I have actually three planes. All right. So reference planes, I have three reference planes. This is the front. This is the left or right. All right. To this right, to that left. So if I go and click right, what will happen is I can draw on this particular plane on this side. All right. If I go to right, what will happen? I will have a plane there. So I can say show plane. Can you see that? So I will be working on this particular plane. So that will be nothing but this plane. All right. If I go to front, I'll be working on this plane. And if I go to like this thing, level, I'll be working on the bottom plane over here, which is a flatter one. So I will again show you with an example. So what I'm having here, I'm having here one plane at the reference level. All right. One plane at the reference level, then another plane perpendicular to this. All right. Like this. So this you can say right or left, and another plane like this. There you. All right. Did you follow that? So I have three planes like this. So according to your requirement, you will choose the plane required. Obviously, suppose if I want something on the ground, what I will do? I will work on my reference plane. So if you go to any elevation, front or back, anything, you will see that this is your reference line. That means when you are putting it in the level 1, this will be your level 1. If you are putting it on level 2, this will be your level 2. All right. So that's the meaning of your reference plane. Now let's start creating a model. So it's a generic model. So what I want to do is I want to create a cuboid. I want to create a cuboid, but I want this cuboid to be parametric. All right. So we will understand parameters with the help of this cuboid and also the modeling, basic modeling also. So now, if you want to make it parametric, all right. So say if I say geometry as your parameter, then what will happen is we will convert the dimensions into variable. Have you followed my sentence? Okay, here, what I was saying is, suppose you have actually a cuboid, all right? Right? Now, if I want the length and the width to be parametric, then I want this dimension. It should be variable. That means I should be in a position to change this particular dimension so that even the object will also change. Did you follow that? So that is your geometric parameters. All right, length, width, height, radius, whatever you want to change. So let's start with it. So to create anything or to indicate any dimension, what we will do is we will always use a reference plane. That means if you want to indicate a length, you put reference planes indicating that length and then put the object there. If you want to show a radius, first put some reference plane there and then indicate that radius like that. So if I want a box of 1 by 1, so what I'm doing is I said 500 meters, all right, both these sides. Now height also this thing, all right. So what I did here, I have given reference plane for my length and the width. And similarly, I'll go to one elevation and I will put a reference plane for my height. Say 500 again. All right. Now you have reference planes there. Now suppose I want to create my box. So I'll follow the reference planes I have already given. So I'll go to extrude, right? I'll go to say rectangle, even rectangle will do. I will close this. Actually, I can do a certain thing right away, but I'm not doing that. All right, because I want to show. I will say, okay, fine. All right. So I have created that. So let's go to the front view and see what is the situation of the height. So height, it's supposed to be this thing. So I will take it up. All right. Deliberately, I'm not aligning it. I'll tell you why. All right. I'm supposed to align it actually. Okay. Now I got my box. Am I right? So if you look at the plan view, you will notice that you have the length and the width. So what I want is to make this parametric, whatever reference planes I have drawn, all right? When I'm moving that reference plane, I want the object also to move along with that. Here also, all right? If I move this particular reference plane, either by changing the dimension or whatever, I want the object also to move along with that. So to do that, what we will do is, we'll constrain the object with the reference plane, or we will lock them together. All right. So to lock them together, what we will do, we will say, as I said earlier itself, if you want, I would have done it there itself. So I found this one easy way. Just align it. Say this reference plane should be aligned with this edge. Lock it. All right. This reference plane should be aligned with this plane. Lock it. This reference plane with this. Lock it. This one with this. Lock it. Okay, fine. Let's go to the height also. So this is constraining, you are specifying the constraints there. What you are saying is, Bhaiya, this is actually constrained with my reference plane, this edge. So automatically when I'm moving the reference plane, my object is also moving. Can you see that? All right. If I am moving the reference plane, even my object is moving. Now you know that when you are moving this object, all right, you want it to be moved uniformly from the center. If I am increasing this width, suppose if I say 1000, what I want here, I want the box to be uniformly distributed from the center. That is what happens with doors, windows, everything. From the center, they will be uniformly distributed. So for that, all you have to do is go to annotate, take a dimension, and you know that there is one dimension. You can actually constrain it equally. All right, here also. So this is the first thing you need to do. Constrain them equally. Then what will happen, since they are equal, no matter what length you specified, they will be distributed equally from the center. Similarly, this one. Can you see that? All right. So I want this property. So I made that equal. All right. Now let's talk about creating the parameters. So as I said, if you talk about geometric parameters, that will be nothing but dimension. So I'm giving dimension to this. I'm giving dimension to this and also to the height. So whatever the dimension is right now, I want this dimension to be variable. That means if I change the dimension, automatically the object should also change. So you know that that happens, right? If I actually click here, if I make it 500, it will convert into 500. But I want to make it as a parameter. All right. Not that choose every dimension and change it. We don't do that in the family. What we do, some list of parameters will be there. If I change the value here, it will change over here. That is what I want to do here. So for that, what I will do is, I will come down to this particular button, that is creation of the family type. You know that this is a family, the box is a family, and obviously it will have at least one type. What is the type? Now, right now, what is the height there? 500, right? So the type is 1000 by 1000 by 500. So first of all, create a type. This is empty. Type name is empty. Create a type. It's supposed to be 1000 by 1000 by 500. All right. I'll say okay. Now you have certain common parameters already, and few more will be added. All right. That is the type comment, etc., etc. You know that, right? They are common for every family, right? No matter what's the category, that will be added automatically. We don't have to worry. Default elevation is there. So right now that is 0, and I didn't give any indicate what should be the default elevation. Now what I will do here is, I will click on my create a new parameter. All right. Click on this. Now here we are creating parameters. So you have here two types of parameters, that is family parameter and shade parameter. Now, when you are creating a family parameter, mind you, that can't be listed in the schedules or tags. You know that in schedules or tags, what we are doing, we're asking me to show a parameter value. Am I right? Parametric value. But since you are creating this as a type parameter, not as a project parameter or not as a shade parameter, that is shared with the project, we can't utilize this in your schedules. That's why it's always wise to create a shared parameters. We will understand shared parameters later. Right now we are just going for family parameters. All right. Now here also we can indicate either it's a type parameter or an instance parameter. All right. So you already know what is a type parameter and what's an instance parameter. Am I right? I don't have to define them again. Right now I say it's a type parameter. I say the parameter is width. All right. Or I say R width, because width is a standard value. R width in the sense, okay, box width, right? Let's go for B width. That is box width. All right. Okay, you have specified what is the name of the parameter. Now you have to specify the discipline. All right. Now, discipline in the sense, suppose right now you are at common discipline. Since it is common discipline, the values here, type of data type will be common. That is number. All right. So can you see the time, volume, currency, etc., etc. These all are common. But if I say here, rather than common, so it's supposed to be length, we'll change it. Common, if I say electrical, then what you will see? Parameters that are relevant to electricals. All right. If I say HVAC, it will be parameters relevant to HVAC. Can you see that? All right. So that is why you have to choose the right category. So discipline. So I'll say this is a common and the data type should be length. Where is that length? All right. And the grouping is nothing but this blue one is known as grouping. So IFC parameter is a grouping. All right. In that you have two parameters. So the grouping is dimension. I'll say, okay, fine. Let's go with it. There you go. B width. All right. Now I'll add another parameter. I'll say, okay, I'll add another parameter. I will go for B. Width is over, right? Length. Again, common, length, dimension. That is why I said B length, because length is already a type there. All right, let's go for another one. So I want to say B height. All right, again, same options here. I'll say okay. Now you have defined all the three parameters. I'll say okay. Have you followed so far? Right? Okay. Now what you will do is, now you select this particular dimension. All right. How you make the assign the parameter to the dimension, just select it at the labels. All right. Select what that particular value should be. It's actually width. So I say okay, width. Now you have the label here. So this indicates that this is a parameter, or this value is parametric. All right. Again, select this one. This is supposed to be length. Automatically it is taking the value here from here. All right. 1000. Again, I'll come down here. I will say this is supposed to be height. All right. So we have created a family here. The name is, I will say save as, save. The name of the family is boxing. Right. I'm saving it. Okay. Now I have created a parametric model here. Now let's utilize this in a project. I'll say new project. Let's go for an architecture project. All right. Let's load that one. So I'll go to insert. I'll say load family. Okay. The path will change actually once you do this. All right. So no problem. We'll get back to the path again. So this is in documents.
Hello.
Akash. ఓకే నేను చెప్తాను అబ్బాయికి బట్ ఏమైంది
అది నార్మల్ సిగ్నల్ వస్తుంది ఒకసారి వస్తుంది ఒకసారి పోతుంది సార్
అది
ఇక్కడ బాగానే వచ్చింది సార్
ఓకే సరే అయితే నేను కాల్ చేస్తాను
సరే
అదే బండి ఇద్దాం అనుకున్నాం కదా నేను వెళ్ళి ఇచ్చేస్తాను లేకపోతే నేను పిలుస్తాను రైట్
సరే ఓకే
ఆల్ రైట్ డిడ్ యూ ఫాలో దిస్ వన్ రైట్ సో దిస్ ఇస్ హౌ I got a lot of messages. Are they from you? No. All right. So now I will utilize this. I said load family and I have loaded this box. All right. Since this is a generic category, it will be in components. Right. And you can notice that it got one type there. I'll put it there. There you go. All right. And you can see that the position of the cursor is exactly at the center of the two planes. horizontal and vertical plane. Am I right? That is the point of insertion, right? And now I want to create another type. So I'll go to edit type. All right, duplicate. I'll say this is 2000 by 2000 by 1000. All right. Now I can change the variable. This is 2000. This is 2000. This is 1000. All right. Fine. Apply. Okay. I got another type. Did you follow this? And all these will be at the reference plane. Let's go for one elevation at the reference plane. And you might have noticed that there was already a parameter there saying that they height from reference. Let me see if I can utilize it. Where is that? This one. All right. Let's say if I say 1 meter, all right. So is it elevated? There you go. Can you see that? It's been
Yes.
elevated. All right. All right. So you have followed the basics of parameter. सब शांत हैं. All of you are following me, right?
Yes, sir.
No doubts here. All right. Now, okay. Now let's again proceed further. All right. So as I said, from now onwards, I will be taking a bit lengthier this thing because lot of top. Okay, fine. Almost we are almost completing it. Okay. Now let's talk about rest of the parameters. All right. Close this one. Close this one. No, project I have closed. I need it. So we will always actually import in the project and check how it actually this is performing. So let's keep one project open. Now let's come down to this one. Now here, this is there. Now I want to specify the material to this. All right. I want to specify the material to this. How will you do that? So if I select the object, now I'm not material, now dimensions won't function. I have to go and select the object itself for material. All right. When I select the material, you can see that I can go for visibility also. We'll work on these things, right? When I go to what you say material, you can see here that the material is specified here. And if I click on this and specify the material, you have only few materials created. You can create your own material. All right, rename it box material. All right, and where is that box material? Go to assets and put some material there, say maybe this one. All right, now I'll say apply. Okay, now if I actually specify the material over here, what's happening is my material won't be parametric, it's a constant value. Load into the project I said. If I put it there, I won't be in a position to change the material in the parameter, either in the instance or this thing. All right. So now I want the material to be parametric. That means I want the material, I should be in a position to change the material. Since you didn't make it parametric, it was constant. If all the boxes will have same material there. All right. I'll say realistic. All right. All the boxes will have same material there. Now what I want is, I want this material also to be parametric. So how will you do that? So you come down here, all right? You know that you have to select the object to specify the material, delete it. All right? So I'll remove this one. I'll make it by default. I can't convert that now. All right, that is also a material. Actually, I have already specified this material, no issues. So what I will do here is, rather than specifying the material over here, all right, what I will do is, I want that material to be parametric. So I will create a parameter for the material. Again, go to edit types. All right. Now choose any type, it doesn't matter. Right. I will click on this family. I will say box material. All right. Now here it's common again. All right. Mostly we will be covering common itself. Right. Now it's common again. Now here rather than light, I will say it's a material. Now you can see that the group is specified by itself. That is material and finishes. All right. Now shall I make it typed or instance parameter? I'll make it instance parameter rather than like for every material I need to create a new type. All right. Rather than that, same type, different material. So I'll say instance parameter. All right. That is B material. Let's get properly. Right. So that is the parameter there. I said, okay. Now you have created a parameter. Now you know that these parameters were assigned to the dimensions. Now this parameter should be assigned like this. Select this one and click on this box rather than this one. Click on this small box. All right. Click on it. And you have the list of parameters there. You choose the relevant parameter and you say OK. All right. Now you have created the material parameter. I will say load, override the existing one. So you have since, see, this is the advantage of creating it in, what do you say, like I have created that as an instance parameter. This is the advantage. I can click out here. Since I made this as a parameter, now I can change it. Now I got all the what you say materials of the project. Can you see that? In the family, there were only few materials. These are the materials in the project. All right.
Okay, sir.
Now I'll choose one. Did you follow that? And you have followed why I have chosen instance parameter, right? Same type, I want different material. All right. Okay. Now material is done. Shall I proceed further or you want to practice till here?
Sir, we'll practice till here, sir.
And rest of you?
సార్ ఇక్కడ తాపియండి ఇది ప్రాక్టీస్ చేసుకుంటాం.
Andre,
Yes, sir. Let's
Andre.
do practice.
All right. I'll just stop it here then. All right.
Yes, sir.
You just practice this. And okay, fine. We'll resume tomorrow.
Sir, will I get the video link right away?
Yeah, I will send you the video link.
Sir, even I need it, sir.
Yeah, I'll commonly send you in this thing, right?
Okay, sir.
Again, I'll upload it. Not only you, in fact, few people are actually following those videos. Even they have requested for especially this particular topic. You have followed that this is the basics of your whole family creation. Am I right?
Yes,
All
sir.
right. Now okay. So I'll catch you tomorrow then, same time. Meanwhile, you practice this. I'll upload this thing, right? Sure.
Okay, sir. Good day.
Right. Good. Very good day.